are watching the Tech Today show and we have a special guest.
You know, I've always had this fear that AI will come for my job one day. It's 2025 and it's already happening. But jokes apart, you've already seen this star in the IPL and we have an exclusive look here with Champak. We're going to be talking about the tech that runs Champak and also a little more tech that drives the IPL and the cricket around the world. So let's explore what makes this one run and a whole lot more on the show. Let's go. Alright, so before we get to all of the tech that's driving AI and in sports, let's first check out all of the top tech headlines of the week. Nothing CMF Phone 2 Pro has officially launched in India, starting at 18,999 for the 8GB plus 128GB storage variant and 20,999 for the 8GB plus 256GB model. The sleek device boasts a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Pro chipset and a versatile triple camera setup. With its modular design and competitive pricing, the CMF Phone 2 Pro aims to make a significant impact in the budget segment. Stay tuned to Tech Today as we'll get you a comprehensive review of the device soon. Meta has introduced a standalone Meta AI app aiming to compete directly with ChatGPT. The app is currently available in select countries including the US, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. It's expected that the app will be launched in India soon. Powered by Meta's latest Llama 4 model, the app offers features like text and voice interactions, image generation and web search. A unique aspect is the Discover feed, allowing users to view and share AI interactions within their social circles. Meta plans to introduce a premium tier and ads in the future, focusing initially on expanding user engagement. OpenAI has rolled out a new shopping feature in ChatGPT, taking on big players like Google and Amazon. Users can now receive tailored product recommendations across categories like electronics, fashion, beauty, and home goods. These suggestions come with images, reviews, and direct purchase links, all within the chat interface. Unlike traditional search engines, ChatGPT's results are organic and not influenced by paid advertisements, focusing on user preferences and conversational context. This feature is available to all users, including those without an account, marking a significant step in integrating AI into everyday shopping experiences. It's not just the cricket that's drawing crowds this IPL season. It's this four-legged, camera-dotting tech marvel trotting straight into the hearts of the fans. Meet Champak, the Robodog who's gone from machine to mascot, from circuits to celebrity. He's doing it all, walking up with the coin for the toss, working as a camera person, getting the best shots for the viewers at home, catching selfies with cricketers, and casually stealing the limelight. If robots had a cricket fantasy league, Champak would be the captain. So besides all of the cricketing glamour that you've already seen Champak do on the field, we wanted to show you what you can do right here on the Tech Today show. So Champak, I've been told that you can dance. Let's see your dance moves. It's incredible, right? I mean, we've already seen some sort of these dance-offs on the Tech Today show earlier as well. I mean, I cannot dance that well. I can try, but I can't, match these moves. Alright, anyway, I think the audience loved your dance. Maybe show them a bit of appreciation, a little bit of love. How would you show that? Isn't that incredible? I'm sure the audience just loves you, but what more can you show us? I'm sure you have certain tricks that you haven't shown the players. That's incredible. That's like a hop. So, I mean, this is the kind of tech that is available here. Oh, he's also waving. I mean, it's excellent. So, this is the kind of tech that's available here, and Champak can make all of these moves happen. But how is it really happening? What's the tech behind it? Let me show you. But a bit of a high five. Come on, high five. This is lovely. But it's just not speed. This Robodog has got style. With programmable moves, a built-in voice recognition module, mics, speakers, and even an ultra-wide angle 3D LiDAR, Champak isn't just smart, he's basically a four-legged rock star. Hey Champak, come here. Alright, wait, hang on. I've been told that you've been racing these cricketers and you're winning against them. So why don't we race, huh? Let's go. So I'm a bit of an adventure freak. I always like challenging technology, which is why today I am going to race against a machine and see whether I am actually capable of beating this one. So let's race. Then came the moment of truth. Heart versus hardware. Man versus machine. Champak versus me. The big race. We lined up, I gave it my best sprint, and let's just say, I'm proud to announce, humanity still wins. Sorry Champak, maybe next year, after you get some faster legs or an OS update. Whew, it was hot outside, so we've just stepped inside, have a little exercise, just calm down, relax ourselves, and Champak is going to coach me with my exercises. So I'm ready. I'm, ready to just wind down and stretch. So what's first? All right, I think this is a nice movement to do. Okay, fairly simple. This helps me relax. What else? What else can we do? This is nice. Helps stretch my lower back. What else is there? Oh, okay. I can do that as well. That's pretty simple. Yes. See, I like having a personal exercise coach. It's always convenient, especially something that's so sophisticated and high-tech. Now, don't let this size fool you. Champak may look like a mechanical puppy, but this robot dog weighs a solid 17 kilos. That's almost as heavy as a real dog. Measuring 70 by 31 by 40 centimeters and with a payload of 8 kilograms, he can carry everything from a cricket ball to your tech kit. And how fast is he? This one can run up to 3.5 meters per second. That's fast enough. While all of this looks cute, Champak does this without throwing tantrums for any treats. Talk about an obedient dog. I need something more challenging. What else can we do? Okay, I can't do that. That's just you showing off. I have my limitations. I'm still a human. So while we saw its capabilities, it is quite flexible. But what's the tech behind it? Let's speak with the expert and find out what makes Champak jump. Hi Divjot, thank you so much for your time. And first, let's just try to understand the basics. I've had a lot of fun with Champak. Okay, I've never experienced something like this. So can you just give us a brief of the tech that is running this robot dog?
The platform is a robotic system which looks and functions like a dog. So that's why we call it that. But it is also mounted with a special gimbal camera. It's a camera that is stabilized to adjust to the movements of the dog. And it has a pan and a tilt control, remote control. And it also has an RF radio frequency video transmitter so that we can see the point of view of the dog in whatever environment he's in. So this whole tech is the platform and the camera and the complete ecosystem and the operations around it.
So, all right. So, moving to a conversation about the tech, we've seen Champak do all of these movements, and it seems very fluid and actually almost moves like a real dog. So I wanted to understand, are you programming this? Is it pre-programmed? What's happening there?
It's the platform started off with programming move, and of course we have modified a few things here and there.
Right.
But yeah, it is programmable.
So let's just move on to the other tech that is happening in the IPL. I see a lot of augmented reality being used in the broadcast. So can you just tell us how you are basically working with AR in matches?
So for augmented reality in matches, we are seeing a huge trend where gaming technologies are moving into broadcast.
Right.
And in addition to that, we are also looking at doing 3D volumetric scans of players, putting them into 3D environments for augmented reality. Camera moves around. It looks nice.
Something like which was done with me.
Yes, something that's done with you. So we scan the talent and we put them into 3D environments and augment that in studios or in stadia for augmented reality or whatever application.
So all of these expressions that are coming, do the players actually give these expressions, or how's that happening?
That's the future of artificial intelligence. It's generative AI.
So all of these expressions, the players aren't doing themselves.
No,
you are adding them using Gen AI.
Yeah, that's right.
How does that happen?
So we take standard mugshots of players, and we get another talent to emote a certain expression. Could be anyone. Okay. And then we use generative AI to merge the two and produce those videos. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So I think we've learned a lot of the tech that's happening within the IPL, and I'm sure a lot of the audience would be fascinated by this. And I hope more tech keeps getting added to sport. And thank you so much for your time. Whether it's sports, surveillance, or showbiz, dogs like Champak aren't just mechanical mascots, they're the future of four legs. And here at Tech Today, we had a total blast. Sure, he may not fetch your slippers yet, but hey, he brings the tech charm, and that's a win in our book. So Google is launching some very cool features in their AI division, but understanding AI is a bit complicated. So we spoke to the people who are closely working with AI to find out what's new. Let's check it out. Google is stepping up its AI game in India, and its new Gemini features could give it the edge it needs. With India-first tools and a clear focus on regional users, the tech giant is doubling down on the market. So what's the strategy behind it all? I spoke to Google's top execs to find out. What has Gemini announced today for India?
We conducted a research, which was probably one of the most comprehensive Gen AI researchers in India, to really understand deeply, how AI is, entering people's lives. That nearly 60% of people aren't quite familiar with AI. And the penetration, or people have used it, are in their early 30%. So there is a tremendous opportunity, therefore, of building, therefore, the penetration and awareness of AI.
Gemini 2.5 is viewed as this most powerful thinking model, and on these leaderboards like this chatbot arena, it has taken the leadership position by a fairly significant margin. Of course, my team continues to make it also the most efficient model out there, in particular Gemini Flash. Another aspect in which we are continuing to drive its capabilities are in languages, understanding many more languages. So Gemini Live formally supports 9 Indian languages. Right. And under the covers, we are making, again, these Gemini models understand over 100 Indian languages, hundreds of languages across the world.
But what about the next step in understanding the different other languages that we have in India?
One of the issues that has held back, their due place has been the relatively low amount of digital presence of these languages. Even if you look at Hindi, for instance, it's spoken by roughly 10% of the world. And yet, if you look at the percentage of open web content which is available in Hindi, it's 0.1%. So factor of 1,000 difference. Then we have seen languages which are spoken by millions of people. How much digital content do you have on that language available on the public web? For many of these languages, zero. We need to start collecting the speech data from different parts of India.
Right.
Because in India, we have this saying, Kos kos pe badle pani, char kos par vani. And already with the first phase of Project Vani, we've made data freely available, over 14,000 hours of speech data covering 59 Indian languages, of which 15 are what used to be zero corpus languages. This is the first known digital data for those languages, which is now available to the research community as well as the AI practitioners to utilize that data in building their models.
I wanted to understand breakthroughs like these. When do they and how do they trickle down into user case where average users, people like us, would be able to use something like this?
I would love to see more researchers in India make use of, recognize the potential for AI to accelerate scientific discovery. We have such an amazing pharmaceutical industry, but a lot of it has been around generics, right? Where we let others discover new drugs and then we figure out a way to manufacture them inexpensively. Why shouldn't India be at the forefront of even discovering new drugs? And we have seen again some very, very inspiring examples of startups which are beginning to do that.
Is Gemini looking to democratize or make models more affordable that can also give us the pro experience, but we won't have to pay for it?
We're talking about multimodality in which you can now engage with the model. So it's not just through text, but you can do it through Gemini Live, having a voice conversation and take the option of video and actually point your camera towards items and talk about it. So it's now becoming video interface as well. Or indeed have VO too, which is our model, our latest model, which is really setting the standard from a text to a video point of view. So these are many, many multiple access points for users to satisfy their curiosity.
What DeepSeek showed, right, is, I think, very impressive. It showed, yes, there is a company out of China which built this foundation model and kind of something in open source, but it was not a new paradigm in how to build these models more efficiently. I think there we have already shown the way with Gemini, and some of that numbers about that $6 million cost, while it is accurate, it is misleading because this is the cost of the final training run. And pretty much most of these other models have a very similar cost. When we make use of, again, all of this like creative material and so on, we work a lot, right, with artists and kind of compensating the sources from which we draw upon. We have been at the forefront of, so my colleagues came out with this Synth ID technology, which is able to create those digital, whatever, bookmarks, watermarks,
yes,
right, to identify AI generated content so that it can be very clearly distinguished, right, from human generated content. And in fact, we have kind of made it freely available in open source. We have recently announced a partnership with NVIDIA that they will start using it. We are working with, for instance, music artists, and we are working on developing models in a manner that now you can attribute, you can fine tune that model in a manner that any kind of output that you generate out of that fine tuned version of the model will be attributable to this particular artist whose work has been used, so that the appropriate sharing can be done.
We have started the process. We are acquiring GPUs. We are acquiring the talent. What is Google's role? Is there a role that Google is playing in accelerating or assisting that effort right now?
We have been partnering with the India AI mission in terms of both kind of sharing some of our own know-how, sharing kind of our views, right, of areas in which the investments need to be made.
Correct.
And then, of course, contributing to things like data sets, collecting all of this data in different languages, making that freely available. Like we provided a $1 million grant to the Center for Responsible AI when it was set up at IIT Madras. Centers in AI at IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, we have been funding them for a long time.
Does regulation stifle AI development in any way, or is it something that should be there?
It is absolutely important for AI to be regulated. But then it is so important, it is also absolutely essential for it to be regulated well, right? So not regulated in a manner that kind of comes in the way of recognizing this positive impact, right, that we are seeing of AI. So I find it again extremely gratifying to see the very pro-innovation stance that the Indian government has taken when it comes to regulation. But of course, we have to protect the citizens, and we have to kind of, so there is a lot of, again, very thoughtful approach being taken in creating those guardrails and kind of trying to measure and start to guard against these biases that these models could lead to, while not stifling innovation, not like throwing the baby out of the bathwater.
All right, it's time for our segment with Sana. And Sana, I cannot tell you how close I was when I was about to buy an iPhone for almost 3,000 rupees. Yes, sounds too good to be true. It wasn't, because I was on a fake website and the deal was offering me a phone for 3,000. But I'm sure a lot of people who are surfing online would want to know how to deal with these fake websites when they're offering these gadgets and iPhones for like half of the amount or maybe even less. So is there a solution?
Oh wow, I hope it didn't come with a free brick. But seriously, fake sites are getting trickier. First, check the web address. If it's missing letters, has weird spellings, or doesn't start with HTTPS, that's a red flag. Real sites usually have proper contact details, clear return policies, and genuine reviews, and not just reviews like amazing phone from someone named user123.
All right, so I think that's a great tip. And also for all of the viewers, please stay away from all of these platforms that have these fake products. And also do not put any of your card information or give any OTPs on these platforms until and unless you actually trust these platforms, because most of these offers that they will be selling the iPhone for 3,000 or 10,000 rupees sound too good to be true, because they are not genuine. So stay away from this. And yes, if anybody is selling you gadgets at the price of samosas, please don't go there. And speaking of hot samosas, it's time for another question, because a user on X wants to know that their smartphones tend to get hot, a lot hot, when they are charging their batteries or gaming on their phone. So Sana, can we help out the user? Why does this happen and how can they stop this from happening?
Phones heating up is actually quite common. When you game, your phone's processor and graphics chip work overtime, and that generates heat. Then, if you're charging it at the same time, especially with a fast charger, you're stacking two heat sources together.
Right, I think these are great tips. Also remember guys, please do not be charging your devices whenever you are running heavy applications, especially when you are gaming on your smartphone. Stay away from environments or spaces which are hot, and especially do not game under direct sunlight, because it affects the temperature of the phone. And as always, stay cool, because your smartphone batteries will deplete and their lives will also die. But hopefully these tips were helpful. Thank you so much Sana for all of the help, and I'll see you next week. That's it for this week's Tech Today. Hope you enjoyed our segment with Champak, and also more information about the IPL and how cricket is driven and also combining with technology. If you have any suggestions, comments, please send us to them on the email ID that we have mentioned, and I'll be back with next week's episode. More tech and more fun coming your way. This is Cyrus signing off. Champak, say goodbye.